I do know that the reality of the situation is it'll probably be maybe be easier to do it in the next game. But we got a continuation to go to for this game, so we got to do what we got to do, and we got to revisit The Rock versus Hulk Hogan because much like we had with The Rock and Austin, I could be wrong, but I think Hulk Hogan won the first one with The Rock. Actually, it might have been Hogan that won the first one with The Rock. I mean, it may have been The Rock. I can't remember. With how often I record or how infrequent I record and how many different matches I do, it's hard to keep track of what's what. But either way, it's The Rock versus Hulk Hogan again. And it is the opportunity to put together a classic matchup between two of the very best in the wrestling world. Basement dropkick by the Great One. As Hogan gets back up, and The Rock takes him back down with a Russian leg sweep. Another ladder press by the Great One. No. The rematch between Hogan and the rematch between Hogan and The Rock actually took place at No Way Out 2003 up in Canada, and it ended in a screwjob finish. And basically, it was one of the many times WWE rehashed the same old screwjob. But the legitimate reason why they rehashed the same old screwjob is to set up Vince McMahon versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 19. So, unlike most of the time, there was an underlying reason why WWE did it. It just wasn't because they felt like it. It was an actual legitimate reason. You know, it was an actual legitimate reason why they wanted to do it this time. Unlike most every other time that they've done it, where they haven't had a reason. But this is not going to lead to... Well, I don't think it's going to lead to Hogan versus McMahon at WrestleMania 19, even though I do have the arena for WrestleMania 19, and we may do that, because it actually sounds like and now the more that I think about it, it actually kind of sounds like fun. As Hogan goes for the first letter of press from him this matchup and gets a 1 count on The Rock. Right knee to the mush of The Rock. Big right hand from the Hulkster as Hogan is going uncharacteristically up top to the high-ranked district. And a big elbow drop missed off the mark by Hogan. The Rock tried to peel back and hit Hogan with a big right hand, but Hogan makes the Rock eat turnbuckle, and in turn, I believe the Rock may have been busted open. I do believe the Rock may have been busted open by the Hulkster. And the Rock bypasses whatever the Hogan had there with a big lariat coming out of the corner, and it does look like over his left eye that the Rock may have been busted open, as I haven't gotten a close look. And yes, it does look like a minor cut over his left eye. It does look like a minor cut over his left eye, so there is that from from The Rock, who drops Hogan with a spine buster, poses right in the middle of the ring. Hogan is ready. Hogan is ready for the most electrifying move in all of entertainment. It is time for the People's Elbow. 1, 2, no! Hogan pops the shoulder up. Hogan pops the shoulder up, and The Rock is surprised that the Hulkster kicked out of the People's Elbow. I gotta say, I mean, I am to a point, but at the same time, it's the People's Elbow. It's like a given. It takes more than one. It's like the attitude adjustment. You know, it's like the attitude adjustment. It takes more than one for people to kick out or to keep people down. The Rock plants Hogan in the corner, hoists him up, and sets him up for a suplex. Or what I assume to be a suplex. And this is Hogan and The Rock coming off the top with a big suplex by The Rock on the Hulkster, taking him down to the ground. Float over DDT by the Great One. A float over DDT by the Great One. And now he's attacking the side of the head of Hogan with repeated right hands. Measures Hogan, but Hogan drops him with a lariat. Boosts him up, and a big boot by the Hulk Hogan on the Rock. Wait, Hogan's going for a dirty pin, and the Rock must have used leverage on his part to fight back against the Hulkster. Hogan reverses the Rock and comes out of the corner with a big clothesline taking down the Rock. And Hogan is attacking the side of the head of the Rock. I don't know if it's the side of the head with the cut or not. I don't believe so. Actually, it might have been. I'm not sure. Either way, Hogan drops the Rock with a big leg drop. And the Rock shoots his arm up like it was going out of style or shot out of a cannon. Either way, the Rock kicks out. The Rock kicks out. I don't believe it. The Rock kicked out. The Rock plants Hogan along the ropes. And a lariat takes the Hulkster to the outside. A lariat takes the Hulkster to the outside. Hogan meets the Rock with a right hand. The Rock reverses Hogan. The Rock reverses Hogan. And the Rock walks away. We've seen the Rock deliver the rock bottom already. I mean, the people's elbow already. And now the Rock is attacking the announcer's table. It's a little weird because we're used to, when these two are in the ring, 2 announcers' tables on ringside, but now there's only 1. And now it looks like the Rock meets Hogan with a right hand, much like Hogan met him with a right hand when he came out. And Hogan eats the announcer's table and blocks the Rock, whatever he had planned. Hogan blocks the Rock, but the Rock beheads Hogan with a big clothesline. For whatever reason, the Rock is dropping the sharpshooter in on Hogan on the outside. The Rock is dropping the sharpshooter in on Hogan on the outside. And Hogan is submitting. Hogan is writhing in pain on the floor from the Great One. The Rock had Hogan on the floor with the sharpshooter. The Rock had Hogan on the floor with the sharpshooter. And he brings him back over to the announcer's table. A slight hesitation allows Hogan to capitalize. Slight hesitation allows Hogan to capitalize. And another right hand met by Hogan. Hogan blocks the Rock again. The Rock gets beheaded by another lariat by the Hulkster. And the Hulkster with a knee drop. And again is attacking the cut on the side of the head of the Rock. He's attacking the cut on the side of the head of the Great One. Drop kick. Takes down Hogan. Drop kick takes down Hogan. The Rock goes back to the outside and meets Hogan on the floor. Hogan sends the Rock back into the ring. Hogan is posturing to the audience. Hogan is doing what Hogan does, posturing to the crowd. The Rock meets him and tosses him to the outside. Back to the outside goes Hogan. Mind games from the Great One. And now into the corner goes the Hulkster. Alley-oop. Out of the corner comes Hulk Hogan. Alley-oop. Out of the corner comes Hulk Hogan. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. Rock bottom from out of nowhere. Rock bottom from out of nowhere. Is the Rock going to get the victory here? And the Rock pins Hogan. The Rock pins Hogan in what was a very intense back and forth rematch between the Great One and the Hulkster. It was an intense rematch between Icon versus Icon. Rock, Hogan. It was an intense rematch. Props to both guys for quite a contest that we won't soon forget. And the fact of the matter is, the only question now remains, what is next for Hogan and what is next for The Rock? With that being said, I will see you in the next video.